This evening I am going to speak on the unique status of the Sikhs, their separate nationalism in the Hindu Indian state. Right from 1947, as children, we have been taught that India is one. India's nationalism is one, and we are a whole. But the Sikhs have never agreed to these statements of forced Hindu-Indian nationalism. Their founding fathers in the Constitution, Sardar Bhupinder Singh Mann and Sardar Hukam Singh, who were members of the Constituent Assembly, resigned from the Constituent Assembly because the Indian Constitution did not recognize the separate nationality and nationalism of the Sikh peoples. Now, coming to this day, our party wants to state that recently there has been a dreadful attack on a paramilitary convoy in Kashmir. It is sad. We condemn such acts of terrorism. But when we condemn terrorism, we must condemn terrorism as a whole, including state terrorism. What happened with this attack on a paramilitary convoy in Kashmir was that the Kashmiri Muslims got completely alienated in India. And all over India, where there were Kashmiris selling their goods in villages as they come down from Kashmir, which is snowbound in winter, to sell woolen garments and other things. And thousands of Kashmiri children study in schools and colleges and universities in the plains of India. When this incident took place in Kashmir, then the whole of the Hindu state, the Hindu majority state, picked upon the Kashmiris who were studying in colleges and universities and tried to sort of harass them. They were also beaten, and the state took no provisions to save them. After all this has happened, the Supreme Court has had to issue an order that Kashmiri Muslims studying all over India have to be saved and protected. But it goes to the credit of Sikh nationalism, who have never attributed their nationalism to Hindu nationalism, that the Sikh peoples, wherever they were, they came to the rescue of these Kashmiri Muslims. I recall a few days ago when we heard of an attack on Kashmiri Muslims in Ambala, in Haryana state, which is a majority BJP right-wing Hindu state, that Kashmiri students were being attacked in the villages surrounding the university in Ambala, where they lived, and at the university itself. We rushed our contingent of Akali Dal cadres to Ambala, which is outside the state. And we went to the army headquarters, told the army commander in writing that it is the duty of the army to protect these Kashmiri Muslims, because in 1984, when the majority Hindus, under the orders of the then Indian Premier Rajiv Gandhi, called out mobs of Hindu fanatics to kill and murder and massacre the Sikhs, which was a genocide, the army remained in its barracks and cantonments. And we wrote to the army commander that this time around, it is the army's duty to protect the Kashmiri Muslims. The army referred us to the district magistrate, but we went to the university and assured the Kashmiri Muslims that they would be safe, and now they are under Sikh protection. The same thing happened in nearby Gobindgarh, where there's a university and there are Kashmiri students over there. They were also attacked by fanatic Hindus who were studying there from other states than the Punjab. Our cadres went there and told those belligerent fanatic Hindus that we would interfere in any rowdyism or any clash that comes about between them and the Kashmiri resident students. So the situation over there was also saved. Then our party heard that in Sahibzada Ajit Singh Nagar, Mohali, again the Kashmiri Muslims were being attacked. Our cadres, led by our senior Akali leader Pagowalia Sahab, went there, collected our cadres and removed all the Kashmiri students to a Gurdwara, which gave them full protection. And now it must be clear to the world that whereas the Hindu mobs wanted to murder, beat up these Kashmiris, it was the Sikhs that came to their rescue. Now here's the question of nationalism. If we were Indian nationals, then we would not have come to the rescue of the Kashmiri Muslims. Since we are a separate nation, a sui generis sovereign people, stateless at the moment, but we do have enough courage and strength to save the other minorities from the brutal majority of the Hindu state. So I just want to inform the world that the Sikhs are a separate nation. We desire a separate state between Islamic Pakistan, Hindu India and Communist China, which are all armed with nuclear weapons. They are at one another's throats, inimical to the core, and if they come to blows, it will be the Sikh and Punjabi population that will become the battlefield, and the next nuclear war will be fought on our inhabited territories. That is why we want a buffer state between these two nuclear armed states. Thank you very much. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.